Okay, we're live. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. What's the TIG? Still says that Carrie's unable to join. Okay, it says that Carrie is unable to join. That's also another reason why I'm going to be taking a little break for a week, is I think everyone's going live so much at the same time. It's like just live. I know. 1 second, they're hitting me up. And I think Instagram is just getting super overwhelmed, so I want to give them a week to get caught up, because it makes it really, really hard to run this show. There we go. Okay. AKA IG, put your shit together. So I'm saying nicely. Alright, so now producer, actress, activist, Kerry Washington is joining Bright Minded. Oh, here we go. Yeah! I am so happy to see you. This is like,
likewise. I'm so sorry.
This show is always like so much fun, except when it comes to, these are one of the things which we're learning a valuable lesson at this time, that we can't control everything.
Surrender, surrender, surrender.
That's the mantra. That's the mantra of this time.
That you're doing this. I love that you're doing this. It's so
I am enjoying it so much. You know, I kind of created it at a time of just feeling that fear, feeling that anxiety, feeling that panic, and feeling really disconnected and you know, kind of singular. And I'm used to feeling, you know, since I was a little girl, like, I know you're pretty, you know, close with your dad. Your dad is hilarious. I see him on Instagram. But my dad took me like everywhere with him. He would just like take me on tours, and me and Zoe Kravitz was on the show yesterday, and she was like, why did our parents just pass us around whoever? I was just always in people's hands and always being held and always being hugged. And so then when this time happened, it's something I never really experienced. I'm a total toucher. I love to like lay on my mom's lap and get my hair played with and to touch and to hug. And so feeling that disconnection for the first time in my life, I just started feeling really anxious. And I thought that there has to be a way that we can connect to each other and we can feel that hug without, you know, with keeping ourselves safe and keeping ourselves in quarantine. And so it's just been a really good way to kind of like virtually connect and care. And we're just really lucky to live in a time where we have technology where we can do this.
Yeah, I love it, because I think there's also, like, for me, there's a sense that when I'm in a situation that produces anxiety or fear in me, I want to like close my heart down. And so having these places where we are reminded to keep our hearts open, to connect with people, to like let the feelings flow, don't hold it down, like that to me is the only way to get through this.
Are there any, you know, exercises or tools you use when you feel yourself closing up? Like, you know, it can seem silly, but maybe it even is, you know, laying on the ground and like feeling grounded, or the earth. That's kind of what I do, and I push myself up with my arms and like physically open myself up. Is there something that you do mentally or physically or spiritually?
Yeah, I try to actually just think about my heart as a, like, to picture my heart and to relax it, like to try to relax the muscles around my heart. And then with my kids, I try to, like, we lie on the ground, and if you put a stuffy, like a stuffed animal or anything, on your belly, and so taking the kind of deep breath that makes the stuffed animal rise up so that everybody's really breathing into your belly and not just that like shallow chest panic breathing. So that,
I just started doing that, and I felt like everything comes down and you just feel, I think it's a really good idea to place something on yourself so you can actually really stay accountable and see it. I'm so, visual as well. Like, that's what I've loved about doing this too, is I've gotten to talk to so many different people about everyone has their own process.
Yeah.
And you gotta respect it. And I think, that's something that, I'm gonna take. I've been doing this for 3 weeks and I'm like loving it so much every single Monday through Friday, 11:30 to 12:30. And, and I love it so much, but I'm gonna take this next week to just kind of like go in, because I feel like by doing the show, it's so kind of extra and like out here, and like, even though it's meant to just kind of have conversations, when I'm still in a form of entertainment. And so I think to just go in and like feel it and then be able to have more to give because you actually replenish yourself.
Even your decision to do that is so beautiful, because I think right now, not only do we all have our own process, but like our process changes every day because the circumstances of the world change every day, or how it's impacting me changes every day. So to have the honesty to say like, okay, this worked for 3 weeks, but I'm going to shift it up a little bit and do what's right for me and then come back to you when I'm ready. Like, that kind of honesty is so beautiful and needed, and I'm so grateful.
RuPaul says, how can you love anybody else if you don't love yourself? And so I just think, like, preach. Ru is everything to me. Like, you just don't, it's like, I'm so obsessed with RuPaul, it's not even right. Like, tonight is one of the episodes, everything in my house shuts down. Everyone has to like turn the phone off, Wi-Fi off, so nothing messes with my Apple TV so I can watch, or my VH1. Like, I have to that. But speaking of TV shows that we love, everyone loves Little Fires Everywhere. My mom is like literally freaking obsessed. You're an executive producer and you star in the show. So can you tell us what it's like to work on a female-led team? Like, it's just a total powerhouse of female executives.
I loved when you had Reese on.
She was so good.
She's amazing, and I love working with her. I don't know, I think, especially because our show is about being a woman, it's about being a daughter, being a mother, and like how complicated those relationships are. I feel like it was really important for our power structure to be filled with women, because it's our experience, and we could really bring all of that to the table. And it's not that I don't love working with men. I've worked with amazing men in my career. I'm almost done shooting a film with Ryan Murphy. We had to stop because of quarantine, but it's, there are incredible men in this business who are doing inclusive work, but being on a team of all women, like, you just find that you're speaking each other's languages. When you're telling stories about women, then it should be with other women. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has nothing to do with, like, for you, and in this case, necessarily, like sex or gender. It's just about really understanding and being able to speak from a place of truth. That's what the best movies and the best TV shows are honest. And it's not, even though acting is in a way pretend, you find something that's maybe happened to you in your real life that you could use that emotion or the way that you reacted to it, even in this, like, fantasy world.
So you have to tap into, like, all storytelling. I think this is true in music, too, when you're doing songwriting. Like, if you're not sharing part of your real experience, people smell it. Like, what you're onto is when you see truth and you go like, oh, I recognize that truth as something that I've lived through or somebody I love has lived through, and that's what makes us feel connected.
You've got to be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if someone is a great actor, but you feel like, when you're like, I don't know, I just didn't believe them, it might just be because they don't relate to
they're playing. Or they didn't dig enough inside themselves to figure out how they could relate it. Like, that's 100%. What I'm asking myself is, I'm not Mia. I haven't lived Mia's experience, but I have so many experiences in my life that make me understand how she feels. And so a lot of times I'm like, I'm saying her words, but I'm energetically, like, my heart is speaking my truth through her.
When I did Wrecking Ball, everyone thought I was, like, crying over my breakup, but I was actually crying over my dog. And my dog had just died. And the whole time I was shooting, there was, like, a little photo of my dog right underneath the camera.
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, like, today, like, I feel kind of a sense of relief about being single or so I couldn't relate to the song that day, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. Today's the day of the shoot. I gotta find it. Yes. What's something that really makes me feel like broken pieces? And it was my dog. So you can find those things, and when you're in a scene, I think that's something really helpful. Like, I kind of have a picture, like, even sometimes I'll have it on my phone. Like, I'll just go and look at the person I feel like I'm talking to, so I honestly don't even see the other actor. I see
That
someone else. Like when I did Black Mirror, my